Hi, Jason Walker here, Walker Tea Review, where we are uncovering the gems of the online tea world. Today we've got an interesting tea from 7Cups. I want to make sure I got the name of the company correct. 7Cups.TaiPingHouKui is the name of this. It's a green tea. Some things you want to know about TaiPingHouKui. This TaiPingHouKui is actually from the Hogang village, which is in the Huangshan area. Huangshan is in Anhui province of China. It is one of the important tea growing regions in the world. One of the interesting things that we know about 7Cups, if you want to go and look at their website, which I strongly suggest you do, you will see that 7Cups is really passionate about sharing what they know, sharing their experience of tea with people. To do this, they are even arranging tours right now so that you can go into the tea regions of China during the tea harvest seasons. For example, for TaiPingHouKui, we know that harvest time is around April 15 to 30. Perhaps you want to check on a tour to see if you could go and watch TaiPingHouKui being harvested. This particular TaiPingHouKui sample package that I have here, if you look on their website, they have 25 grams selling for $23.84. And yes, that is roughly or close to $1 per gram. So this is in the higher quality range. It's to get that brand to it. There's a little bit of distinctiveness in the way that it's processed, and we're going to look at some of that. Let me go ahead and take out some of our leaves, just because I think these are worth looking at. We're not going to zoom in quite yet, because I do want to talk a little bit about steeping instructions first. Information here that we have on our package. This is 2008 organic green tea. The suggestions that they have here include using a tall glass, 20 pieces of leaves, which is roughly 4 grams of tea, water that is about 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and it says makes several infusions. If you look on their website at the information, the steeping instructions there, you'll find that they say you can get roughly 4 good infusions from TaiPingHouKui. Okay, so having said that, let's go down and first prepare our cup so that we will have this ready, and then we'll go look at our leaves a little more closely. I've got these ready. What you're going to notice is we have some rather long leaves, and if you want to put them in a small pot, you've got to kind of gently press them in, lean them in. The website, if I remember correctly, actually mentioned using a gaiwan, which is quite a small, usually a bowl about that size. So in order to fit them into something like that, you're going to have to either press or break them. Okay, but let's get this started. And then while we're doing that, we will look more closely at our leaves. So we're going to get this going. Okay, let this steep for just a few minutes as we are now zooming in to look at our leaves. What I appreciate about TaiPingHouKui leaves is, one, the size, which is quite unique. Two, if you are able, and I'm not sure if we can capture this on camera, but you can actually, let me click this one, you can actually see grid patterns on this. The way this is processed, the leaves are actually pressed against something like a cloth, and you can see the cloth patterns, ridges and lines, checkerboard style. I'm losing my grip there. I'll try to keep this tight so that we can all look more closely. Okay, now you see the size and the shape of these leaves. Other things you want to note for this particular TaiPingHouKui, as we said, nice long leaves, flat, pressed flat. These particular are yellower on the ends, here, this end is yellower. These are yellower than some of the other Taiping Houquai that I've encountered. So this is something to note. We need to keep an eye on what does this actually mean when we bring it or taste it in our cup. Okay. Talking about our cup, let's go ahead now, and we've had a little bit of time to steep. We've had warm water. Let's see what we have at this point. Yeah, we've got a nice golden color there. While we're waiting for that to cool a little bit, we're going to look at some of our wet leaves so that we can have just a quick look, see what happens with our wet leaves. Now, these haven't had a lot of time to steep, but we've used some warm water, which has released quite a bit. I'm just going to pull out a few of these, just like so, because again, what I'm seeing is leaves that have loosened up some, releasing their flavors is what we expect. Again, we can see with this leaf below as well, the hash marks, the grid patterns are there. They're quite pronounced. You can see the workmanship that was put into these leaves. Colors. No, we don't see, as a green tea, we would not see any oxidation on the edges. We have a nice green, healthy leaf. Okay, a little bit of color here, a darker color. These look like some coloration on the leaf itself. Perhaps a little bit of searing from the firing, the fixing process. Okay, so we've had a look at our leaf now. Let's take a look at some of our smells and the aromas that we're getting. Some of the things that we've noticed already, we get our dry leaf and things that we smell from that. We're getting a combination of what you find from a lot of greens. You're getting some of that, the way that they're fixed and fired. You're getting some of the bready kind of smells, and this one particularly has a kind of a fresh cupcake smell. Before you frosted the cupcakes, you get a nice, fresh, warm, better than bread, lighter, fluffier smell of fragrance from that. At the same time, getting a little bit of the floral as well. Some things like dandelion. If you've ever picked a fresh dandelion from the yard or a public park, you're getting a warm spring-like smell from the dandelion's fragrance that's coming from this. Okay, let's now look and see what we can get, what kind of smells we get from our cup. We want to release, bring in as much air, release as much flavor, aroma. Okay, some of that dandelion smell has transferred over. Not so much of the cupcake smell or fragrance. Mid palate, I'm getting a little bit of a kind of orange peel, a little bit of a zest in it. Now this second sip allowed it to move around, flow a little more. Temperatures dropped a little bit, and now it's releasing. I'm getting able to sense more of those flavors. So yes, a little bit of the bready cupcake smell as well. The body is, it's there. It's not as strong as some. it's not reaching into all the corners of your mouth. It's not fully complete. What else do I need to tell you? Yeah, it is TaiPingHouKui as a green tea. It is lighter in astringency than some of your green teas, a little bit, but again, that depends on your steeping and your preparation. It doesn't have to be there. I prefer a nice rounded flavor, and so I bring out a little bit of the astringency. And so for me, this level of astringency is welcome, and it's a sign of good tea. So to kind of pull all of that together, we had leaves that were long, they were full, they were characteristic. A little bit of yellowing on the ends, which I suspect that is because of the age of the tea leaf. Remember, these were harvested back in April of 2008. It is now February of 2009. These leaves are nearly a year old. If they were fresher, they would likely be greener. They would not have sat on the shelf, for example, as long. They would not have been through the full extended shipping process. So our leaf age, our flavor profile and aromas, we could have brought more out. TaiPingHouKui is characteristic, or is known for having orchid fragrances and flavors associated with it, and we just did not see a significant orchid or some of the other characteristic floral type fragrances, aromas coming from our cup. They could have been stronger. So to be fair, we want to give this tea another taste as it is freshly arrived. But as it is, this tea would get an 81, which would label it in the pretty good category. Again, we welcome to see what happens when it comes straight from, perhaps you're going to take a tour, you're going to go to Anhui province, and you're going to get this tea fresh and real and get that full taste. I'm Jason Walker. This is Walker Tea Review, where we have reviewed 7 Cups TaiPingHouKui, where we are uncovering the gems of the online tea world.